Hey, ladies, how are you? So, I'm so excited for this topic because I have so many people that get so caught up in money. And I'm telling you, it's like my mission. If I can just get people not to be so afraid of money, I would love it because they would live such a more abundant life. They would realize how easy money really is. And I already know I'm talking to your filter about this because the second I say that, people they go, yeah, right, or like, yeah, it's easy for her to say or something, but I'm telling you, I used to have such a very poor mindset. And so I'm going to invite some people to watch as you hop on. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, let me know. But I'm really excited about this topic because I love the brain. I love how the brain works, and I love energy. I love money energy. I love the energy of how do you connect the brain, but also connect like your intuition all at once. And so I'm just going to invite a few people that I know would love to watch. And we will start. So let me know when you hop on, because I know Facebook groups, you guys, I know it sucks, but Facebook groups just don't show anything anymore. So I have to go through this of inviting everybody I can think of. So that's good for now. If you guys are on, start inviting people so I don't have to go through and invite everybody and we can get started. But I'm super excited about this topic. As I have been really studying the brain because I've always understood intuition. I've understood money energy, but I've been learning a ton about the brain. And I've learned a ton in the past about the brain, but I'm really diving in deep. You guys, I'm getting 4 certifications right now, all related around the brain and how the brain works. And it's going to take me probably a whole year to probably finish, but you guys get to learn at a very super low cost or at free right now. You get to learn for free all the different things that I'm learning. And so I'm excited to really amp up what I'm doing. Amp up what I'm learning because I kind of took a year off to just execute everything I already knew. And now I'm like, it's time to really, what do you call it? Dive into my education again. I actually finished my last mentor appointment right before this call with one of my mentors that I had. And so I'm taking a massive break to just educate myself and soak up information. So as you guys hop on, say, hey, I'm super excited you're here. But today I wanted to talk about catastrophic thinking because I didn't really put a word to it, but I always called it just like chaos in your mind. But I love the word catastrophic thinking. I want you to really start to think about this at a deep level because we have catastrophic thinking in many ways, shapes, or forms. For example, I went to the Derby. I love derbies. This derby was a little more intense. They got new owners, and I just felt like it was a lot more lenient with a lot of the rules. And it actually stirred up a lot of stuff from my car crash. So some people will call it PTSD. I'm going to call it catastrophic thinking because I don't believe in labels and I believe everything is fixable. I really do. Not everybody thinks that way, and that's okay. But I'm going to call it catastrophic thinking because I know if it has to do with my mind or my energy, I can change it in any way, shape, or form that fits best with my body. And so I went to this derby and they were like ramming the driver's doors. They didn't like really wet the ground. So they were like hauling booty. And like the whole time I was telling my husband, I hope people aren't watching me because I was like hooked onto his arm like this and my heart was racing and I had like literally almost a panic attack. And it brought back so much stuff from my car crash with my 2 little babies that I was like, I can't do this. I told Todd, I was like, I want to leave. But then I finally snapped out of it and I worked through my mindset and I figured it out and I got myself over it. And it's funny to laugh about now, but it was real, you guys. And when you're in catastrophic thinking, it's real. And people don't really think of catastrophic thinking with money, but money energy is where I find most people live in catastrophic thinking day in and day out. And what I mean by catastrophic thinking is your subconscious will try to search for an answer until it has one. So for instance, say you go to work, say you work a 9 to 5, and if you don't, because most of us are entrepreneurs, but you remember working a 9 to 5 if you ever had one, and your boss comes up, hey Wendy, how are you? Your boss comes up and tells you, hey, Donna, I need to talk to you on next Monday. and that's all. And he walks away, and that's all you get out of it. And your mind starts searching for an answer because your subconscious never shuts off. It's searching for the answer. It's processing what it wants to do. And so now you're thinking, crap, am I going to get fired? What did I do wrong? What are all these things? And your mind is searching for all of this evidence. And so this is where you get to stop that cycle of catastrophic thinking, and you get to take action, which is why I love energy, I love mindset, and I love action. Because what happens is when you start to take action, you could go step up to your boss. I do this to Elisa all the time. She'll be like, hey, we need to talk about something on Monday. And I'll be like, okay, like you can't leave me with that, because my mind will process and I will create this catastrophic event within my mind. So I have to reach out to her and say, okay, I get that you don't want to go into detail now, but I need a little bit of information. What is this meeting going to be about? Give me a little bit of something, or else I will talk myself into anxiety over and over and over. It's kind of like when your spouse is like, I need to tell you something when I get home. You're like, no. Either just don't tell me you want to talk to me, or tell me what it's about. But it's what I like to call, like, when we all vague book, that vague booking. My life is so horrible, and so-and-so's in the hospital, and then that's like all they tell you, and you're like, why do you even post anything? We call that vague booking, because we create these stories and these anxieties in our mind. And so your mind is going to search for that answer no matter what. Your subconscious never, ever, ever shuts off. Even while you're sleeping, it's processing. That's why you have dreams, because it's searching for an answer. And so when you start thinking about catastrophic thinking and money, I want you to think about how many times do you go into catastrophic thinking before there's even a scenario. So for instance, say you have this much money for bills, or you need to make this amount of sales, and you're already telling yourself, because you haven't made those sales, so your subconscious is working, and it really will trick you and play minds. Like, I'm taking a hypnosis class too, and your mind will trick you to tell you that you don't have money. Even all the money energy that I do, I have to stay in check, because neurologically, I'm still rewiring my brain. And do you know that nerves and the neurological system takes the longest to rewire? It does. Like, you could break nerves and they'll heal. I learned this in massage school too. You can break your nerves and they'll come back together and they'll heal, but they heal very, very slowly. And it's the same with your nervous system. And so what I want you to really think about is, when it comes to money, you have to be conscious about it day in and day out, because even now at the level I'm at, I could have $50,000 in my bank account, but I could have, say, because I separate my money, I always keep the lowest amount in my checking. Like, I'll only keep a couple thousand in there, so that I'm I can manage the rest and know that I'm not going to blow it all, because I know my habits and I know my cycles. And so I'll keep this money in here, and I'll tell Todd, we don't have any money. He'll be like, what do you mean we don't have any money? We have $50,000 in the bank. I'm like, we don't have money. We can't spend it. We can't do this. We don't have money. And my mind goes there. And so I have to really keep myself in check to create the accomplishment energy, show myself that I have money every single day, and know that I have to have my bank account chock full of money, because then I'm like, okay, because we kind of separate our bank accounts. Oh no, my computer is going to die. You guys have to bear with me for a second. I promise it's coming, but I need to plug in my laptop or it will die and you guys will miss all this juicy information. So while you guys are here, tell me what you're doing with your day. Okay, so plugged in. So what I always have to tell myself is, it's not that these fears and these thoughts never go away, but you're constantly learning how to rewire your brain. And if you can learn how to rewire your brain, it's still not that they ever go away, because you're still always going to have a default. And your default is always going to go back to the worst case scenario, your fears. We all know, anybody that follows me knows that your belief system was built from the ages of 0 to 9. Which means also you're building your kids' belief system from the ages of 0 to 9. And so the fear that you have around things, but especially about money, is very unreal. It's so unreal. but it feels so, so, so real. That's why I could tell you all the time, money is so easy, you guys. Money is not the issue in your business. Money is not the issue of why you can't sign up for something. Money is not the issue of why you can't buy groceries. Money is easy. It's the fear around money that's stopping you. And it's not a priority, because that's why if your kid has to go to the hospital, you rush your kid to the hospital no matter at what cost, because it's a priority. That's why no matter what, you're going to have milk, you're going to have eggs, you're going to have whatever, your staples of food, but you might not eat out because eating out isn't a priority. So it's never that you can't have anything, and it's never that you only have this much. It's that your mind tells you you only have that much, and it feels so real due to past experiences. So these past experiences that you've had, maybe in the past, I remember it's like we made like $2,000 a month. That's when I was doing GAP's intro with my son. And so we're spending like $1,000 a month on groceries, and we still somehow made it work because all of a sudden groceries became a priority. Grass-fed beef became a priority. Like all the expensive food became a priority. You shift everything around. And so when it's in your business and you're thinking, I don't have money to invest in my business, it's not that you don't have money to invest in your business, it's that you haven't chosen in. So your brain hasn't had to create any other ways to create money. Hasn't had to even think about other options. You're just sticking in your safety net. And so when you start to think about the beliefs that you're creating in yourself and in the people around you, say you're in a network marketing team. If you have negative thoughts and beliefs that you're wired to, everything that you are teaching people, what I'm teaching you right now, I'm teaching you off of my perspective, off of my experiences, off of my results. So you, as you're teaching your downline or your team or your employees, you're teaching them with your experiences. So if you don't fix your money energy and you're wanting everybody to go out there and make sales and you're teaching them everything you know, but you don't have that experience and that belief behind it, they're not going to be able to go out and do it with confidence, because not only have you taught them with your negative money beliefs, but they also have their own negative money beliefs, which is why so many people will be like, my husband has such crappy money energy. Awesome. Don't buy into it and change yours, because all you're doing is feeding off of each other's negative beliefs and then adding to each other's negative beliefs. So one might be scared that to like my husband, we already know his beliefs, like he has a really hard time investing in himself, such as like big investments, even little investments like buying boots. He has a really hard time to just buy boots because he's like, well, why would I waste money on that? And I'm like, because you need boots. There's like, your socks are getting wet, and he'll still go back to that. My belief is I could have all the money in the world, but I'm so afraid to lose it. I will tell myself don't have money before I could have like 10 times more money than I've ever had. I'll still say I don't have money because it's safer for me to tell myself I don't have money so I don't spend it. Those are all negative things, and I'm aware of them, and I'm constantly working on them, and I don't let myself go there, and I don't let any of the people I surround myself with let me go there, including my husband. And so instead of feeding into that, he doesn't let me go into mine, I don't let him go into his, and then he goes and buys boots, and I go in and spend all the money I want to spend because I'm always abundant. And that's what I tell myself, and it always works out. And so remember, the fears around money are very, very unreal, but they feel so real. So you have to choose to step out of that fear. But sometimes it's more scary to step out of it and try something new because it's not safe. You found something that works for you, and it's more scary to step out and do something different and to try something new. And that's why a lot of you probably didn't finish that last day of the challenge of buying something for yourself. Or you justified it and said, oh, well, I bought something yesterday. You didn't fully play in and say, I'm buying something because I was told to, and I want to change my money energy, and I'm going to trust Nicole that this will work if I go do something. And so what I really want you to start thinking about, how bad do you want to change your money energy? Because if you don't want to change your money energy bad enough at all costs, at whatever you're asked to do in a free challenge or a paid course or or you're not even willing to sign up for Finance Your Destiny, whatever it is, if it feels right, not just because I said to, if it feels right, and you're not willing to do everything that it takes, guess what? You're never going to change, because this fear is so strong around money that you go into catastrophic thinking before anything catastrophic even happens. That's why people have such a hard time leaving 9-to-5 jobs. And the biggest reason is due to insurance. I got to keep my insurance. You guys, you got to think about this. Insurance sucks right now. There is nothing good about insurance right now. If that is what is keeping you at your 9-to-5 job, I am sorry, and I do not mean this offensively. It's just the first thing that comes to my mind, but you're crazy. Because insurance, if you really look at it realistically, it does not, like, people have like $10,000 deductibles, and then they still have to pay this. It is not even realistic. They're waiting for the catastrophic thing to happen. Well, instead of finding solutions, then I'm not saying this has to be your solution, and I don't get paid to say this. I have Christian health shares. I pay $280 a month for a family of 4, covers up to like $1 million, and I figure anything after $1 million, I'll probably be filing bankruptcy, because like that's like, it's just, I'm not going to live tied to a medical debt. And so you have to really think about, I pay $280 a month. It covers anything over $500. I just have to pay the little things in between there. And so there's always a solution, you guys. But people that don't step out of their 9-to-5s because of insurance, that's catastrophic thinking. Just why you're not stepping into whatever you know you're supposed to be stepping into, it's due to catastrophic thinking. You've created a, what do you call it? Because I can't even think it. A catastrophic event. You created that before it's even happened. And that is why your kids become so afraid. Mom, can we afford that? Mom, can I buy this? This shouldn't be, can I buy this? It should be, Mom, how can I earn the money to get this? Or Mom, how can I create this? And then you're teaching them about vision boards, because kids, I love that video that was done in this group just yesterday about like their child being able to not only create the money they wanted, but then they also created the other thing they wanted because it was given to them. And I don't remember the exact details right now, but that's how amazing kids are. And if we can really start teaching kids that they can have whatever they want and stop being worried about spoiling them, because they can create it on their own. They don't need our help. Be careful. I've had kids create puppies that parents are like, I don't want a puppy, but their kids create everything. If you can start thinking with a kid mindset and going back to retraining your brain and getting rid of the fears that feel so real, but they're so unreal, you are going to make it. You are going to feel stress-free. You're not even going to worry about when your husband goes into that negative like fit about money or about that next thing that you want to invest in, because you know that you're going to figure it out. There is always a way. Whether like there is always a way to figure something out. We're looking into buying literally really soon. My husband's doing all the calls today into buying a whole nother semi. Now, we could be so afraid of everything. What if the guy that drives it wrecks it? What if you know, we invest all this money and then all of a sudden something goes wrong? What is the worst case scenario? You will start to hear successful people say they are not afraid of bankruptcy. They are not afraid of having to start over. They are, actually, I shouldn't say that. We're very afraid of it, but we don't let us stop it. We let our mind go there for a minute, and then we get in check. And so I want you to really start thinking about what are those things that you want, and really figure out that it's never the fear of money, ever. It's the fear of the unknown around money, and it's your priorities. And so you really have to really think about, how do I neurologically rewire my brain so that I stop living in fear, stop living in stress, stop living in, like, I don't know. I've been on this kick lately, and I'm going to go here, but I usually don't. Like, I've been on this kick of, like, I'm really trying to amp up, like, my spirituality, and not just my intuition, because I'm a very intuitive person, but I've been really trying to be really connected to what I believe, you know, God and Jesus. Like, that's what I'm really trying to connect to. And if you, and this is only for people that are spiritual, and you can think of it as a law of attraction or whatever you want, because I was atheist most of my life, then moved into the law of attraction, and then I found God. And for me, guilt is sin. Stress is sin. Worry is sin. All of these things. Now, we all know that doesn't really like matter, but if I'm really trying to live in my highest, truest intuition, why am I saying my higher power or the universe or whatever you believe in is so weak that it can't adjust everything for you? All you have to do is make the decision. That's all you have to do. And that's the hardest part, because you're making the decision and then the fear of the unknown can surround you, which is why I created Finance Your Destiny, is to help you create the stories that you need to move forward so you don't have the fear, but you can manifest everything what you want. All you have to do is invest $279 for a $1,000 class. Because I know people can't figure out, and they're like, oh, I can't create the money, or it's not there yet, or this or that, or they can't put it on PayPal, trusting that they're going to get a return on their investment. I don't want them in there because it's not a good fit for either of us. And so I want you really to start to think about how bad you really want to rewire your brain. Now, there's free books you can go read. There's free trainings you can do. You can watch my trainings on here because I want to continue to do these, especially as I learn more of NLP. But I would be doing you a disadvantage if I didn't at least offer you Finance Your Destiny, because it's like the hand holding of, I hand hold you through the fears and the sabotages that come with the success and the action steps that you need to take along the way. So I will create your action steps for you. You will be in a Facebook support group. You'll get daily accountability. You're going to cry. You're going to have physical, mental, and emotional sabotage day in and day out. But guess what? It's because that's what's stopping you from not hitting that next level, is the fear. And if I can help you overcome the fear, especially around money, because money is the center of our entire life. Do you know, speaking spirituality again, I don't know why I'm going here, so obviously people need to hear it. The Bible talks about money more than the Bible talks about love. Now, love is the first commandment and the most important thing, but do you know that the Bible talks about money way more than the Bible talks about even love? And do you know that the Bible also says that that's the only thing God, or you could say the universe, whatever you believe in, I'm just going here because this is my beliefs. Do you know that money is the only thing God tells you to test him on? Everything else he says, don't test me, don't test me. Money is the thing he tells you to test him on. And I believe it's because it's the center of our world right now, is the center of our universe. And I believe that it's the biggest fear that we have, and it's the biggest thing that we need to really break through. So I don't know why I went spiritual today. I usually don't, but somebody needed to hear it or I wouldn't have went there. But take all spirituality out of it and really think about how do you rewire your brain? What are your fears that come up? And ask yourself, when am I finally fed up with it? When am I finally sick of it? And I hope to continue to see you here in this group. I'm going to continually be talking about money energy. I'm going to continually probably be offering Finance Your Destiny for when it's that click for you. But overall, I hope this was valuable. If you got value, please write down like the biggest takeaway you got from this. I'd love to hear what you got out of it, what your favorite part was, and I'd love to help you through that, anything that you're struggling with. So you guys are awesome. I love you. Have an amazing day.